Hello, everybody. I'm here on the internet. We're all really tired. It's Wednesday. We forgot it was Wednesday. That's how great today has been. None of us knew what day it was. So,
I
hello.
think we knew what day it was. I just don't think we cared. We were too busy playing video games.
It's true. It's really hard to have an active podcast that we want to do things on when all we want to do is play video games. So, here we are. I'm Tom at Thomas Winkley on Twitter. I am repping many things, mainly just myself today. To the left of me, Vance is here, recovering from finals week. What up, dude? He didn't unmute himself.
My mistake. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Kind of hoping he would
No,
sign the answer.
it's been awesome. I love finals. I'm kidding. I hate it. I just want to kill everything in sight right now.
But when you're done, you get rewarded with a mountain of debt.
Nice.
That you get to pay back $250 a month at a time for 10 years.
I'm so excited.
Next to Vance, spreading the love of student loans, Steve Gibbs. What up, man?
Hey, Steve Gibbs at Twitter. That's me.
I like that mirror.
So,
I like that mirror behind you. It's very nice.
that's a window.
Well, I feel like you should Sarah Johansson that window. Is it Sarah Johansson? Susan Johansson? One of the Johansson. And to the left of that, muted, looking rather smug. Hi, Lance.
Hi, beautiful people. I'm broadcasting live from a fucking tin can because my goddamn computer decided it didn't want to work. Somehow, this is going to get tied back to prawns, but it wasn't me. There was no prawns on my computer. It didn't happen.
Believe it or not,
So,
he does all
meantime, you get to hear me through a tin can.
he does all of his prawns on the tin can he's broadcasting through right now. So we're not sure how it happened.
Powered by prawns.
Powered by prawns. So I wanna start before we go
Powered
on.
by prawns.
So we have a couple quick news things we want to talk about, and then we're just gonna talk about what's ruined most of our lives for the last couple of days. So first of all, I don't know if my man Snake is still alive. I haven't heard from him in a while. He and I still need to play Street Fighter, and I thought of that today. I thought, man, I need to play Street Fighter against Snake. That's all. So,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should. When I soon as I get my desktop back up, I can go back to like monitoring the Twitch stream.
seeing if people are alive. Yeah, I guess I could pull up Twitch chat, but the problem is, no, I could do it. I can watch Twitch chat. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so, Steve, you have some stuff you wanted to talk about. Go for it.
Yeah, Smash Brothers is out in Japan, and I was watching a couple Twitch streamers play it, and it's freaking awesome. They're playing on the 3DS. I'm not sure if I should mention some of the secret unlockable characters, but the Ice Climbers definitely are not in it.
Right, there was an
And
article about that, right, where they actually mentioned that the 3DS version was the reason for the Ice Climbers going away.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't read any articles on it. I just know that they're not there. Um, but it looks awesome. I can't wait to play it on 3DS. I looked into what it would take to get a capture card for the 3DS, and
Oh,
it's
man.
like you have to get a chip that you solder onto your board, and it's like $150 for the board. I was like,
Well, and
this is
finding
kind of
so the guy, the biggest guy on the internet that does it is actually based out of Salt Lake, and getting the boards is almost impossible. Like I've been trying to get him to do it for me for like 2 years, and it's every time I
really.
look, the boards are sold out. So if you find a
Yeah,
board, we
like
should work it out.
yeah, like I can solder it. I can do all that stuff myself. But I was like, man, this is awesome. I would love to stream this. So it's out in Japan. People have been playing it. Um, it's awesome. It's cool to see Smash Brothers going back to like a melee status instead of a brawl type gameplay. So I'm a big
Can I
fan.
just say it really pisses me off that they don't release it in the U.S.? They're like, oh, fuck everybody in the U.S. We're just going to release it in Japan. Fucking assholes.
I'm pretty sure it's still getting translated into English, and that's why it's not out in the U.S.
Yeah, it comes because the 3DS version hits the U.S. on October 21st. Is
I
it?
thought it was like earlier. I thought it was in 13th or something like that. Maybe it was 31st.
I'm looking right now. Google's gonna tell me.
Yeah, I had read that pretty much as soon as Japan got it done, they released it. and then like now it's up to the rest of the countries to get it translated.
Yeah,
So
October 3rd. We're like 2 weeks away, man. We're almost
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and then
stoked.
the Wii U's getting it holiday season sometime. So there's that.
Right. That's what I'll buy a Wii U finally. And yeah, the demo comes out in 2 days, 18th, 19th for the 3DS in the US.
Yeah, Friday, so 2 days.
Nice. That's awesome. So I'm pretty stoked for that. What games have you guys been watching? Not playing, watching. Tom, I think you got a trailer you wanted to mention.
Yeah, so the Final Fantasy 15 trailer came out for Tokyo Game Show. They also, and with that, it just looked gorgeous. I'm not sure how sold on the game I am yet, to be 100% honest. I mean, there's always that speck of doubt in any Final Fantasy game, right? Like, you want it to be what you remember from years and years ago, but it just isn't. So I'm really hoping that we see a return, and I'm hoping it's amazing. But it did look gorgeous. Really cool. I love what they're doing with the heads-up display. Very minimal. Basically, 4 little life bars, the bottom right corner of the screen, and that's it. Everything else was just visual. Everything was stunningly beautiful.
That's
The
awesome.
other trailer, they did a Tokyo Game Show trailer for The Evil Within. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
that game's just looks all sorts of fucked up. So I I know Jacob and Junie are back from the GameStop Expo. They were out there this last week checking that out. So and they got to play The Evil Within. So we'll probably have them on to talk about it pretty soon here. But it looked super messed up, and that trailer was just ooh. So
That's awesome.
that's the things I've been watching. Been playing the new working on a review of the new Sherlock Holmes game coming out for Xbox One, PS4, PC. So you'll be hearing about that from me pretty soon once I get through the murder mystery that it is. So,
Brilliant deduction.
yes, thank you, sir. Vance, what have you been checking out, man? Are you just swimming through school?
Man, I get chances. You know, while I'm working, I get to look at stuff. So there is a Top Gear spoof for Star Citizen, and it shows off some of the planes and stuff. And if anybody knows anything about modeling that's listening to the stream, let's put it, the Gears of War characters were about 20,000 polygons, and your new characters for Xbox One, they're about 50,000 to 80,000. The planes in Star Citizen are like 120,000 polygons, and then they're using 3 different textures that are 4K textures apiece. They look stunning. And I think the game might be worth it just to pick it up, just to look at it.
Ooh, it's stunning.
It looks stunning. It really does. I didn't even catch that, but watching a lot of Alien Isolation. Really excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is there some
Um,
gameplay out on that?
There's still, just the trailers and stuff.
No, there's
I've just been
there's
catching
gameplay
up.
out there. There's a lot of people have put up stuff on that. It's I mean it's all them just kind of running around in the ship and stuff because that's the whole damn game. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome. I'm pretty excited. I can't
Dude.
decide if I'm gonna buy that on day one though because I've got Evil Within reserved, and it's either it's I don't buy a lot of single player games, so I kind of have to think to myself, okay, should I buy this in 6 months when it drops $20, or what am I gonna do? So
When does it come out?
I think they both come out in October, don't they?
Yeah, like middle of October is what I've been reading right now. And then the other big thing, there's really big news in right now. So we're coming up on Worlds, League of Legends, LCS Worlds. So if you guys have ever wanted to get into League of Legends, want to check it out, right now is the time to check out the pro scene. This is the best of the best. The Koreans are duking it out with the Chinese are duking it out with the Europeans, and the Americans are in there failing as usual. So definitely, I think it's worth it. I think it's amazing.
You guys want to hear a quick story about my experience with League of Legends?
Yeah,
I so badly want to learn to play it, and I
I
was
will
like,
teach you.
I'm gonna learn. So I downloaded it. I went into the noob arena and immediately got screamed at. People were telling me I was doing it wrong and I didn't get the right shit. And I'm like, I don't. What am I supposed to do? And they're like, get off our server, go to something else. I was like, I don't. You guys are toxic. You guys are dicks.
I'm sorry, Steve. I really no, I feel horrible because I love the game and I try to be as cool as I can when I make Smurfs. And that's what you ran into. You ran into a bunch of guys that are Smurfs, and I guarantee they're bullshit failure bronze players that decided, let's make a Smurf because I can't compete and I can't get out of bronze, so I suck.
There,
But
there
if
you
you
have
want-
it, folks. They have competitive little kids on the PC too, so it's not just on Xbox Live, everybody.
Yeah,
Master Race is still filled with children.
toxic
No.
assholes, and they're all in the
No.
MOBAs.
It's not children. They're adults.
Yeah.
They're trolls. They're grown trolls.
But this is my offer to you, Steve. If you still want to learn, I will
do.
take you under my wing. I am a platinum player. I have been a platinum player for a while.
I assume that's a high rank.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm actually like high silver, but my cousins are all platinum. But I'd be more than happy to sit down and explain the game with you.
Perfect.
And hang out.
I desperately want that. I so badly, because it's such a big craze. Everyone loves it, and I watch it, and I'm like, it doesn't look that hard. I get the general idea of what people are doing here, but when I sat down to play it, I was like, what the fuck is going on? What? No, I don't understand. And then there was like so many different heroes to choose from. I'm like, I don't know where to start.
It's a deep game, bro. There's 100 plus
The whole
heroes.
conversation you guys talked about, and take out the word League of Legends and put dicks in there, and you guys just had a conversation about sex. Just to let you know.
Lance, why are you thinking about dicks, man?
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
so
it's on the screen.
Yeah, the guys who make League of Legends, they need to get a freaking tutorial in place. They need to get that around.
They kind of do. When you're first nowadays, you have to play against bots before you ever play against real players.
No.
So they're doing their best. The Tribunal's the greatest thing that's ever happened. So
Hey,
I do agree with you
here.
though. I
She's
got my
barking.
ass kicked when I played that game. I actually even played Dota 3. Sorry, not Dota 3. Warcraft 3. I can't remember which version I played, and I did okay, but the learning curve for that game sucks. And
So
there's
high.
yeah. But I mean, I appreciate the strategic involved with that game. I just don't appreciate the actual physical combat system in that game. It's not for me. I'm not saying it's not good for somebody else, but I don't like the fact that I have to fucking hit a mob the last hit to get the goddamn gold. Like, that just drives me insane. Drives me insane every time.
when you get into the rhythm, bro, you'll really appreciate it. You'll be like, you know what, this is actually a lot of fun because what it is the combination of a lot of little mini game.
no, it's gonna be great, Vance. Me and you, we're gonna stream it. It's gonna be awesome.
Fist bros
Alright.
forever, dude. Put your fist to the screen, bro. Fist to the screen. Bam, right there.
No. I'm so excited.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cut off the
League of
excited
Legends
talking.
fandom.
The League of Legends. Rara Panda. I feel you on those RHQs. I haven't played RHH, but the internet has been telling me that the queues are great, and I'm sorry for your pain. So let's jump into what we're all really here for. Raise your hand.
I heard there would be ice cream.
Yeah, there's internet ice cream, and raise your hand if Destiny
It's
has.
actually in Mandy's basement where she's locked up.
I've been kidnapped a second time.
So if we all want to get ice cream, we have to go to Mandy's basement.
We have cookies.
Oh, good luck.
All
right.
Full boxes.
Chainsaws and meat hooks, everyone. There is no ice cream there.
Oh my gosh, worst nightmare of my life.
So
Anyway, okay.
So moving on, let's talk about Destiny. Let's just get it done. Let's just talk about it.
Good,
Oh,
bad,
so
ugly.
dreaded.
Who wants to start?
I'll start. It is.
Oh yeah, you didn't pick on me this time. I appreciate
I'm
that.
gonna start. It is absolutely one of the most addicting games I've ever played that doesn't deliver on like 60% of its promises, and I don't care. Like that's all there is to it. Like there is so much. I feel there is so much missing from Destiny, and for some reason I can't stop playing it at all.
What do you feel like's missing?
So I feel like the armor system and like the weapon system is kind of weak. In that, you know, when you play like an MMORPG or any kind of big open world game and you have a class system, there's a lot of class specific weapons. You know, your class is defined by certain modifiers, certain traits. Destiny doesn't have that. You know, as a warlock, I'm like, oh, I'm using a pulse rifle because it does 120 damage. Oh, sweet, this auto cannon does 160 damage, so I'm gonna switch to that. Oh, I'm gonna move over to a sniper rifle here because it does X amount. Like, I'm jumping rifle to rifle based on damage, not based on modifiers. Not so that's
So
kind
you
of
don't
my.
look at You don't look at the benefit from the breed items, like increased attack speed, faster reload. You don't care about any of that.
I do, I absolutely do, and that's another part of it. But like I said, it's not class specific, right? Like, I'm not. For me, it's like, all right, well, if I stack my not my intellect, but my whatever the other trait besides intellect and strength is, I can't think about it right now.
Something with a D.
Yeah, but anyway, if I
I
stack
can't
that trait,
think.
I know that my
Discipline.
discipline. Thank you. I
Discipline.
know that all of my super moves are going to recharge quicker, right? So that's how I like to play. So I'm doing it that way. But it doesn't feel like I'm building a class right now. It feels like I'm just stacking my armor as deep as I can. So that's the one thing about it that bothers me. But at the same time, I can't stop playing. I mean, I literally played from the time I woke up this morning in between loads of laundry until about 9 o'clock tonight. All I did, you know. And
Oh,
so
tough life.
yeah, it was real rough.
Man, panties and Destiny.
Man,
I want
panties.
to go next after Tom.
Okay, so that's all I've got. The raids are pretty good. I've only done a couple of the raids so far, and I have to say that I'm really excited to get in. I just barely hit soft cap at 20, so I'm really excited to start doing armor hunting and figuring out how I can get my light quota higher so that I gain these weird levels. Like
Same.
that'll be kind of a fun way to do it. So,
Yeah.
Lance, go.
All right, so I actually agree with a lot of what you're talking about, Tom. The class-specific stuff is definitely that's on point. There's not a lot of that, and I'm in the same boat. I am still playing the shit out of the game. The game is not perfect, but what I realized about this, and I realized this about all of the MMOs that I've played, because I played a few. I mean, not anything compared to a lot of really big PC gamers, but I played a little bit of WildStar. I played, God, I've lost track of all of them. Guild Wars 2, I played quite a bit. I played countless amount of times, countless amount of hours into World of Warcraft. And the thing that I really thought of is it wasn't there. There's a few things that kept me going back. It was the gear, and that's kind of the same thing that I would get from something like Diablo. And I hear that about Diablo 2 a lot. I kind of missed the boat on Diablo 2, but Diablo 1 I played a lot. And there's a reason why people keep still playing things like Diablo 3. They're not. I can tell you right now, the story in Diablo 3 is complete garbage and horseshit. And I don't care what anybody else says. It's shit in comparison to a lot of the other stuff that's out there. But people play for the grind. They like the grind. They like the gear. They like having bigger and better stuff, right? And the other thing too is the experience that you get with the community. So they're building a community. It is nothing like what you would get in an MMO right now. But you got to also remember this is really on a console. This is the first time you've ever seen this. This is why people are so shocked. Like, oh, I got all these different things. But really, I mean, on a PC, this has been going on for years. But in a first-person shooter, I mean, what do you got? You got PlanetSide. That's an MMO. There's been a couple other ones that have gone on, but I can't really think of any that really come to mind.
And I don't know if I'd go as far as to call Destiny an MMO. It's more of a shared world shooter, in my opinion. Mainly because there's some of the stuff that an MMO gives you feel-wise that this doesn't. And that's another thing that's kind of bothered me is, when I walk, and I realize I'm sure they're doing it for server or maintenance or whatever, but when I go into the tower, I only see like 15 other people in the tower.
Yeah.
I think that's certain people that are having that problem, because every time that I go into one of those, I mean, I'll see more than 15. But I've heard from other people that I've been playing with that they're like, yeah, I went into a tower and there was nobody in there.
Yeah.
Well, and
So,
also
Who cares? What's the point of going to the
it's
tower?
weird though. Like when I go to the tower, if I'm not in the same fire team as like my brother-in-law, because he and I play a ton with also my brother. If I'm not in the same fire team as them, like attached to them, they don't show up for me. Like
Right.
they're not even there. Because I want to know where the randomness comes from.
See, and I'm sure
Well,
they're
it's because they're probably loading different servers. It's the same thing with World of Warcraft. If you're not in somebody's party, they're doing cross server realms and stuff.
But if you go into
Really
Orgrimmar,
cool.
but if you walk through Orgrimmar, it's crowded. It feels like a crowded city full of characters, and that's something.
No,
that,
not
like,
anymore. When was the last time you played, Tom?
when there were still over 10 million subscribers.
And
Right.
it depends on the server.
Sure.
Right.
And so
Like Frostmane's still really big, and
you're right, and that's the one thing I'm wondering about. Is I'm not seeing that, and so it doesn't feel like an MMO to me in that aspect because there's not there's not a lot of people around. But at the same time, you know, it's bringing me back to playing games with people, which I haven't really been into for a long time. I mean, I'm
Right.
actually sending text
Yeah.
messages out to friends like, "Hey, I'm on. What are you doing?" I mean,
Yeah.
that's all our group me was all day today was, "Hey, who's playing?"
And I'm sitting in the corner crying because I have a stupid 360, and I'm like, you suck.
But you're still playing it, right?
The nice thing is, yeah, I'm getting calls and texts from friends
Yeah.
that I haven't talked to for a while, but we played other games with, and it's, you know, I have buddies that I played a lot of Battlefield 3 with, and we're planning on making skirmish groups and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and working together, and those things you don't, especially at my age, I don't really get that anymore. I'm an old man, and I can't really get, you know, it's hard enough to get like Tom and I, like we have to plan out for a month, like okay, we're gonna spend this time to play video games together because we have lives and we have jobs, and we spend the other time recording a fucking podcast that nobody watches. So, but anyways, so there's that, and I also want to address all the trolls on the internet. They're like, "Oh, Destiny isn't what I want it to be," and all I can say to that is, and I was really thinking about this portion is, for so long, a single-player game, people want to be the hero. They want to have this game where they can be somebody that they can't be in real life, and they want to build up this hero. It's like I keep hearing this conversation where it goes back to Mass Effect, and I'm like, it's not fucking Mass Effect. Just because it's in space, you know, doesn't mean that, you know, this character that you're going to be is the next Shepard, and fuck all if it isn't Mass Effect. I don't care about that game. If you want to play Mass Effect, go play that game. I think that there's a lot of growing this game's going to do, and I think it can go really, really far, and I think it's got the base to do it, and it's going to turn into something even better. You're just going to have to give it time.
Sure.
World of Warcraft didn't start out with 10 million people playing. I mean, it still had the biggest launch. I think it was 2 million or 1 million. I can't remember, Tom. You might be able to give me the number
I
on
don't
that.
remember.
But anyways, that's still a lot of people, but there was a lot of broken shit back then, too. Like,
Yeah.
there were some places, like, you'd go to certain places in Vanilla WoW, and you're like, oh, I think this is going to be something. And then, like, 6 patches later or fucking 4 years later, it finally, oh, that's an instance. Okay, cool. But you just kind of take it for face value. I mean, there's parts of the tower that you walk up to, and you can kind of see through, and you're like, okay, that might turn into something later. Cool. But a lot of people that haven't played that MMO before are like, oh, I can't get in here. Oh. So, anyways, that's my rant.
Okay,
I'm done.
so I wanna transition your rant to I wanna hear what Mandy thinks about it, and I wanna hear what Steve thinks about it, mainly because they're the diehard Halo junkies in the room. Well,
Yeah.
Lance, you're kind of a Halo junkie, but I mean that's their thing, and so I want to hear what Mandy's thinking of it in comparison to Halo and what you've been playing and how you've been playing it, and then Steve next.
Yeah. So, to touch on one thing that Lance said about people like it not being what they expected, or you know, just pissing and moaning because it's not living up to the, you know, what they expected. That's kind of the way in everything, and I think the most recent big like social media explosion I think that I can think of is like the 50 Shades of Grey movie being made. How everyone in their minds had this like amazing guy gonna play Christian Grey, and they picked some random dude from Sons of Anarchy, and people are super pissed, and they
I
like
cannot relate
kicked
to
him
that at
off.
all.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of. Is that
I didn't-
like everyone expects this
Cinderella.
amazing aspect. Hang on, I'll get to it. It's like everyone expects this like amazing outcome, you know, and it's totally different. You know, you read the reviews, you read all like you see little videos before the game comes out, and the actual gameplay is very different. So for me, I went into this expecting to play a lot of PvP because that's what I do in Halo. I actually really don't. I mean, I like the story play in Halo, I do, but I find whenever I sit down to play Halo, I am playing online. Like I don't love the storyline as much as I love online. And so I was really surprised when I started playing Destiny how much I hated their freaking Crucible. I hate matchmaking on it's so bad. Like with every fiber of my being, I hate it. And I'm a hunter. I'm a level 20.
It's
I'm
broken
not
right now.
horrible at it. It's what?
No,
broken.
it's not broken.
Yes. Suck
I'll
it.
get into that. If you want to talk about the
okay.
Crucible, we'll talk about that because I've
I'll,
gone
I'll mention my experience
Okay.
today.
Okay.
level.
Well, anyway, like I just don't.
25 in Crucible is what I've done. So.
Okay. I'm not a horrible player. Like I know how to play, and I feel like I have a character that's pretty solid, and or getting more solid. But so whenever I go into the Crucible, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna freaking kill everybody, and then I get in there, and I feel like it's a lot more of a Call of Duty vibe than a Halo vibe. That's my aspect on it because I hate Call of Duty multiplayer. I spawn and I die. I spawn and I die, and like I feel like I only have like a 30-second lifespan whenever I'm in a Crucible, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go slow this time. I'll take it slow, and I still die. And I'm like, okay, I'll do a shotgun. Nope, die. Like I can't figure out a good flow for my survival. So for me, I hate Crucible, but I love, love, love doing all the missions. One of my favorite things about Destiny is the replay factor. Halo, you can change the setting of the difficulty, so you can do, suicide. I can't freaking pull off the top of my head what it's called, but like you can do the legendary, legendary, heroic. You can do those, and that's fine. It makes everything way harder. People are just insanely more. And what I really have been impressed with is how much the game evolves around your character. Like Mars is a tougher environment than Earth is, and I was really surprised at how much I really was terrified to go to Mars, because the first time I went to Mars, I was like a level 11, and it recommends 15 to 18. I was like, F my life, I'm gonna die. Like the second I step in there, and you have these massive turtle dudes. They look like the new Ninja Turtles to me, and I'm like, yeah, my bullets are freaking immune to them. So that's awesome. Like I had to use my golden gun on every single one of those big guys to kill them, and it was like I was freaking sweating bullets, swearing so much. I'm like, I'll never die. My husband actually took my daughter out of the room when I was playing. He's like, she's going to repeat you because she's at the age now that she will copy what we say. So I'm like, that's probably a good idea. So what I really like now that I'm a higher level, I go to Mars, I'm like, you take 2 shots and you're dead, if that, And so it's it makes me want to play the other levels that I did the first time through at Mars and try to get better stuff, because they drop newer, engrams. They drop higher level engrams if you're a higher level. So I don't know. I love the replay factor. And one thing I am a little disappointed in, though, is how short the game is. And I know there's, expansion packs I'm sure that they'll have, but when I capped out at 20, I was like, oh. And I finished it, and I get, not spoiler alert, I'm hoping everyone's kind of finished, right? Everyone finished the game?
Lance hasn't. He's just crucibling, and Steve hasn't, but...
Oh, okay. Well, you get a gun at the very end, and I was like, yes! And I get the gun, and I'm like, oh, that barely does any more damage than the one I already had. And I was kind of let down that, the end awesome gun was just like, wah, wah, and it's still good. But I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed that the only 2 worlds other than Earth are Venus and Mars. I'm hoping, really hoping, that they let you go to Saturn and...
Uranus.
Definitely Uranus. I'm hoping for a lot of Uranus time. But I don't know. I'm hoping for more. And I think, like you said, Lance, I think it will evolve into a better, more full game as it's coming along. But so far, I'm the same. I haven't played it for a day, and I'm dying. But I will be playing tonight till probably 4 a.m. So.
Scientists
but I love it.
Renamed Uranus to end that joke once and for all. It's now called Urectum.
Steve.
That's awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
And then with that.
So I
that
hate
one,
that
fucker.
the fire team is only 3 people.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
so
just
stupid.
I'm super popular and I have lots of friends, but I hate that we have to. I hate that we have to split up into separate fire teams.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. What worlds? Today, me and my wife were playing for 30, 45 minutes. We were just doing patrols on the moon, and there were just 2 random events, and I love those.
Love those.
Everyone on the map all floods this. There's 8 of us
Yeah.
trying to kill this dude together. It's that really big MMO feeling of this random thing just happened. Now
Yeah.
we're all going to work together and kick its ass.
Yeah.
So I really, really love that. I like the self-exploration, and I like being scared shitless as I walk into a cave and run into a bunch of question marks, and I was like, oh no, and I just book it out
You
of there.
die.
Yeah. And those are the things I really like. The game's not perfect, and it's not the best game ever, but it's the best game I'd say on console right now.
I agree.
It's super entertaining. All my friends are playing it, so if I want to interact with any of them anyway, that's really my only option.
And it's beautiful too. They've done such a good job of drawing worlds.
I've
So
barely
cool.
looked.
What?
I'm playing the mission, right? I'm going around killing stuff. I played some PvP with Randy today for the first time, and So my
You
first
gonna trash talk him? Is he horrible?
no, we did okay. We won. I
Yeah.
took second. He took fourth or fifth. It's unbalanced in that Hunter is great for PvP. The other two classes, Titan and Warlock, are great for mobs and player versus everyone.
I
The Hunter-
disagree.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
every-
I've run into some
Hold on.
brutal warlocks, man. Oh my god.
The Warlocks with their tracking grenades were really deadly. But almost all day today, I ran into Blade Masters and
dancers.
shotguns. Yeah,
Mm.
Blade Dancers and shotguns.
Are
Those-
you running as a Titan? Is that what you're doing?
So what appears to me is it seems like the weapons people bring in, if they bring in a level 25 weapon, they have a damage of a level 25 weapon. Their character level
Yep.
doesn't affect it,
But the
but
damage
their
of the
level
gun
25
absolutely
gun
does. Absolutely does.
doesn't compare to my level 18 gun. And
Interesting.
I
I never
have
thought
no
of it that
chance
way.
against it. Right.
No, and it's absolutely true because I've only done like 8 or 9 Crucible missions, but one of the big things I looked at was there was a lot of level 20 to 25 guys when I was 11, 12, and I would full on get them completely unaware, get 6 or 7 headshots in, hit them with a shotgun, drop a grenade on them, and they'd only be down to 40%, and they'd turn around and kill me in 2 shots.
Right.
I'm like, there's no way. There is absolutely
So
no
when I-
fucking way if this is
Yeah.
balanced.
When I say it's broken, that's what I mean is higher levels can bring in their higher level weapons, and if you're below level 20, you won't stand a chance.
I drink your blood. Actually, I did. Just to let you know. I started as soon as I could get into the Crucible. I started, and I mean, I've had some games where I got my ass kicked, but I've had games in Halo where I got my ass kicked. I could say that
Same.
once you start getting PvP gear, as you keep playing, it gets easier and it gets better.
Gear
And
specific.
and I'm running a Titan, and there is nothing more satisfying than a Hunter blowing his fucking cooldowns and then me smashing the ground and destroying him and all of his friends. It's pretty fun. So
Right, but if you didn't have the Crucible gear, then you wouldn't stand a chance.
Right.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
that's a
which I think-
MMO. That's
Yeah,
right.
but I think that adds depth though. So the
Walk into PvP on World of Warcraft or any other MMO and try to PvP with people who have been playing, and
Yeah.
you will get destroyed.
Well,
I mean,
what's
come
the
on,
point
now.
of saying level? I can't remember their verbiage, but they say the level doesn't matter basically. What's
I
the
didn't
point of
have a
saying
problem
that
with
anyway?
level.
Yeah, the level doesn't matter. If I'm a level 25, I don't do more damage natively. It's my weapon that does all the damage.
It's to make you feel like a complete jackass when you're playing and you die so much. They're trying to make you feel incompetent.
Yeah.
Obviously.
well, and,
It's, you know,
Bastards. I hate
all MMOs when they introduce any kind of like arena-based PvP, which is what it sounds like. Dude, World of Warcraft went through the same thing. The first and second seasons of Arena were just so outlandish. Everybody was coming in with, PvE gear and just nuking each other, and it was just stupid. I remember I was playing a Beast Hunter. I was playing a Beast Hunter that time. We were doing we called it the Jungle Cleave. It was Warrior, Beast Hunter, and Druid. Man, it was stupid. So, but you're gonna watch this game go through the same evolution. They're gonna get a handle on it, then they're gonna break it, then they're gonna get a handle on it, then they're gonna break it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Bungie's a good. The thing about Bungie that I like a lot, and they're a lot like Blizzard, where they actually listen to the community and they will tweak and change things, and it'll get better. Some things will get nerfed, some things will get better. I hope to fucking God that every hunter gets their balls split. Because
Whatever.
I purposely hold on to my strike just so I can smash the ground when they blow their fucking cooldown on me.
Dude, I think Titans, as far as the best class to utterly destroy someone, I think that Titans hands down have that capability more than any other. But that's just me, because when I play fetching Crucible, that's who I die from 99% of the time. That and the freaking Warlocks, like Purple
think-
Death.
I think the Warlock takes the most strategy to play, but I've seen some
Yeah.
Warlocks just clean
I
house.
love
Totally.
and I'm excited to see kind of where that all goes, and I think that kind of goes to the point of I feel like we only have a couple minutes left, so I wanted to wrap this with you
Yeah.
guys, but I feel like the game evolution will be in patches, it will be in growth, and I'm trying to think of an eloquent way to say this, and I'm way tired from playing fucking Destiny all day. from the hard life I live.
So tough.
God. But that evolution of armor and gear and specking, and I don't think people have realized what kind of strategy goes into actually playing like the big raids in Destiny yet. And I say that as I was talking to a couple buddies online today as we were jumping in and out of matches, and he's like, "Yeah, we just got annihilated in this raid, and instead of trying again, the two guys I was just left. They just left the raid. They were done." And a lot of the stuff online for this new level 26 raid they hit today, you have to spec correctly, you have to have gear, you have to have classes, and everybody plays a role. And I think that's what's gonna make this game so successful is, my warlock will serve a purpose. I will have a warlock, and my job will be to either clear mobs or do as much damage as I can, or whatever my position is. And if you don't play that position correctly in these 6-man strike teams, you're gonna lose. And I think that's what's gonna make the game super fun.
Something that's been hard for me.
Oh.
Go ahead, Mandy.
I was just gonna say something else. So that my friend that's a warlock, he has a really cool thing, kind of like on that aspect, Tom, where he helps out the team a lot because he has an upgrade or whatever that helps everyone else's cooldown times, so you can use your powers and your grenades sooner. So that aspect I love because then it encourages you to play as a team rather than just be alone.
Like a skill?
It was a skill, I think. He's a warlock.
Really?
I'll ask him. I'm sure he's playing.
I went into this and I immediately associated tank, DPS, and support.
Yep.
And it doesn't play out like that.
No.
And it feels really weird.
Yeah.
Like I want someone to buff up me as the Titan, and I want support from the Hunter. Or, just all this weird stuff.
Yeah, the warlock is the one that had the support part.
Right, but I haven't seen that yet. Something that worked really well is I was talking with Randy, and there's the fusion rifle, the charge-up shotgun that does nothing but destroy shields. I was like, God, this gun sucks. I can't kill anyone with it. And then I blew away 2 dude shields, and Randy just like one-shotted them. He's like, oh, hey, that worked. I was like, oh, teamwork. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, then it's like the Halo setup where you have the freaking pistol where you take out plasma pistol. Yeah.
Isn't that how Bungie's always worked? Like I've noticed, I played the last Halo they made, or not, 343 made it, but every time you play a Halo game, they always give you like an assortment of enemies. You know what I mean? And then it's how you incorporate the guns and how you go in order of how to. So it would only make sense that Destiny would play the same way.
And it does, and it feels very Halo-esque. And the only other gripe I have about it is I felt like in the story, because it was so short, the enemies were super uninteresting after like the second encounter. Like every enemy had the same flow. So you get to the Vex, and there's the Hobgoblin. So you shoot him once, he pops his shield. You wait, shield drops, pop, 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 he's dead. You get to the.
You're like, oh, you're a knight.
Yeah. Oh, you're a knight. Yeah. I avoid your sword and shoot you in the head, like that. Yeah, it's just the very.
Yeah.
And then.
Does anybody else have a hard time following the storyline?
Oh yeah.
Because I was like all freaking over the place with that.
And that was another thing my buddy and I discussed as we played today. He's like, I don't even know what the story is. For some reason, he's like, there's a race of robots that want to kill everyone we think. We don't know why. And why are all the factions so pissed? Nobody knows. Nobody gets it.
Yeah.
Everybody hates everyone.
You have to listen to Tyrion, not during cutscenes.
I listen to Tyrion. I do listen to him, but even still.
Really, do you hear his smartass remarks like, we should take out its brain and see what it knows? Have you seen that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or this wizard, it's from the moon. Yeah, he's got a lot of smart-ass comments.
He does, but that doesn't make the story make any more sense.
No, but he explains a lot of stuff. Just like while you're chilling down a hallway, he'll be like, oh yeah, these guys hate us because of this.
I have one piece of advice that I want to give to everyone online that watches our show that I would not recommend doing.
All 8 of you.
Everybody's little women's sash, at least the Titans. On the Titans, it looks like a little lady sash that you wear on your belt area. I'm gonna call it the lady sash. If you by chance pick up one from not a vendor, like for
an engram.
You want rep with a faction. If you wear that, you do not get rep with the Crucible for sure. I know that. And then second, you might not get it for the Vanguard. I don't know that because I don't really care about the campaign.
I don't know what you were talking about in that, because I wear a lady sash and change my lady
There's my-
sash all the time.
There's my lady sash. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I
Ooh,
honestly,
fancy.
all of yesterday, I PvP'd all of yesterday and part of the day before with the lady sash on from one of the rep people, and I got rep for them, but I did not get any for the Crucible. And if you look at it, there's not a lot online about it right now, but I'll tell you right now that is a problem. So, yep, just to let you know.
Do we want to end with what we rate it to?
Yep.
Out of
Let's
10?
do it. Let's do a final
Sure.
rating. We'll start with Mandy and
Okay.
go across the board. Go.
Balls. Out of 10, I would probably give it a soft 8.
Okay.
I just as far as me actually enjoying it so much, and as far as buying it opening day, I would give it a 10. That I still love it versus the freaking clusterfuck that was Grand Theft Auto 5. I hated that game, and I wasted so much money. So for me, I would probably give it an 8 because I love it.
You still have Grand Theft Auto?
No, I sold that crap forever ago. Hate
Damn it.
that game. I know.
Dude, the opening
Sorry.
I got to the opening cinematic of GTA 5 before I was done. Because it wouldn't let me shoot the bad guys, and I got real pissed off. Chuck, rate it. Go.
I'm gonna probably say, because I've had so much experience with MMOs and everything, and I know what it is in comparison to like everything else that's come out on PC and in that genre that nobody else on Xbox and all these other consoles have had.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it's probably a 9 for a good solid launch for that style of gameplay. I'm gonna say it's a 9. I'm gonna play it for a while. I'll probably sink a lot of time into it.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a good solid game for me. And it's got a lot of potential. I haven't seen him fuck it up really bad. There's not anything in there that I would say is a complete fatal flaw. It's just more work, and I mean, like I said, there's games like World of Warcraft did not start out where they're at. They made tweaks and changes, and Bungie is a good company that listens to those things. So I think I'd say a 9.
Steve.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
I am too.
I'm going with a mid 7.5 ish.
He's mad he got his ass kicked.
It's no, it's not because I got my ass kicked. It's fun, and it's like I said, I think it's the best game on console. But I don't know. It's not an MMO. It's not a first-person shooter. There's a severe. I don't know. There's something missing. Maybe they'll fix it. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. But there's something not there that I want to be there. No idea what it is though.
Is it
Solid
depth?
storyline.
I bet it's depth.
Is it depth? I bet
It might be depth.
If it's
Yeah.
death, he already got it. He got it. He
Yeah.
probably got it every time he was playing on PvP.
I definitely got my ass kicked in PvP. No doubt.
Oh, that's great. Vance, I know you haven't played it. Do you want to give it a rating anyway?
Yeah.
Do
0 out of 10. 'cause
0
it's
out
not
of
on
10
PC.
because it's not on.
Bullshit.
Didn't launch on PC? Oh, Master
No.
Race, let go.
That actually,
0 out of 10. Bullshit.
I actually agree. I really wish they would have put it on PC. I would.
Yeah,
I
it should be on PC.
Yeah.
I can't begin to comprehend why it's not.
I don't get it, man. I don't get
Because
it.
PC gaming is lame.
No,
Who
it's
said
awesome.
that?
It's awesome. You can thank all of your competitive stuff that's happening on the console to the
Oh,
PC.
I know. I've played my fair share of PC. I
There
just
you
love
go.
Or she could just disregard everything you say and move forward.
Well, and after listening to everybody's ratings, man, it's
Tom's
hard.
coming with a solid 10.
Yeah, it's 10.5. I'm turning it up to 11.
You're revving. You're revving.
No,
So what does that even out to? What is it, like 6 out of 10 because I just destroyed it with a 0? Or
yeah, I don't know. Like, you just brought it down a notch, so do I have to rate higher? I feel like I can't decide between a soft 8 and a hard 7. Like,
That's
because
what I was back and
It's
forth.
like so you think you can game, and so each of us have a rating, and then it's an overall rating altogether. Like I gave it a 9. Can we add this together? Let's divide this. So Vance gave it a 0.
should we total it? Let's total it. So,
Okay,
but I-
alright.
but I
so
really
Wait,
think-
we're putting
I gave
Lance
an
in
8
charge of the math?
plus Lance's 9. I got
I have a
you.
calculator. I can do that.
Plus 7.5. And then what did you say, Tom? 11?
I'm between 7 and 8.
Oh.
I'll say 7. I'll say 7.5.
7.5.
I'm not sure if it
Because-
matters, but Randy gave it an 8.
Okay, Randy's giving it an 8 as well. So we'll put
Oh
Randy
crap.
in there.
Okay, hang on. 8 plus 8 plus 7.5 plus 7. Oh, not 75. F me. Well, don't
16
leave the
plus
math for
11.
me.
Calculator.
So we got 16 plus 11, 17
Okay.
plus 7.5. We're at 14.5. What did Tom give it?
7.5.
7. Okay.
So it's 22.
Oh wait. Plus my 7.5. So yeah. Divided by.
Didn't you already tell me?
No. So Tom's 7.5 and my 7.5 is 15. Lance gave it an 8, right?
9.
9,
9. Okay.
I gave it
so
an
we're at
8.
17,
Randy gave it an
24.
8.
32,
Okay, so that's
40. What's
40.
40 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 40 divided by 6. Go.
6.6. 6.
I think that we're gonna give Vance.
Okay, divide it by
He doesn't have it.
divide it by 5
That
now.
game is the goddamn devil.
Yeah.
Now
If you
So-
divide it by 5, that's what?
It's 8.
7, 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So collectively it got an 8 or a 6.6, which is about if you think well, but if you think about it, between how we were all kind of waffling, soft 7 to a hard
It's
8.
true. Well, if you take an average between the 6.6 and an 8, you get 7.3. So it's kind of weirdly perfectly fitting.
Yeah.
So
Man.
Considering how much I didn't like the beta, I
Yeah.
think that it's a complete turnaround for me. So I think it comes down to the experience for this game. It comes down to your friends, the gear, because everybody's going to be a gear whore eventually. Once
Yeah.
you start getting that badass gear, like I've got a legendary shoulders that I've got, and I'm trying to gear those.
just the shoulder region.
I don't know. That's the one thing. It's like it says gauntlets, but then
It's
it shows like
gauntlets.
whole fucking shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay,
Okay.
whatever.
And at that is the end of the night.
And
Des-
with that,
Destiny is fun. Go play it.
go buy it. And
Yeah.
add us all on Xbox and
Find us all on
all
the
that
internet.
loveliness.
Addy
Ebony
ID,
White.
Ebony White, Chuck Sweat.
I'm not telling you guys my
he's
gamer
not telling
tag.
you
Leave
his.
me alone.
Vance is here. I'm Tom.
I'm gonna tell you all what it is.
Go to the Bohemian on Sunday if you want to talk to us all. I'm going to be hanging out after work. We're going to be selling nerdy wear and drinking beers. The Bohemian Brewery.
My old comics, so I can swap them with you guys.
Yes,
you can give
sir.
me money for my comics.
Deal. Okay, everybody. Good night, Internet. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I don't know, but I'm gonna go play Destiny. Hey, Vance, you really don't get out at 9 o'clock every day?
What?
You really don't get out of, like, you go to the gym at 9 o'clock every day?